Hello, investors and traders, and welcome to the weekly market report. I'm AJ Monte, and hopefully you had a chance to watch our live broadcast yesterday on YouTube where we went over some of the geopolitical news and economic news along with some commentary on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin related stocks. Today, what I'd like to do is go over the major market indices and also throw out the trade of the week to show you how well these option trades are doing, especially for our members. Now, this is a daily candle chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, ticker symbol DIA. And as I zoom in here, you can see that we are very close to forming a triple top up here. Let me just draw you the line and show you what I'm talking about here. This is a resistance area that was tested in October. November, it held as resistance. Here we are, December. Looks like it's holding as resistance. Now, the signals are pointing still to the downside, so I'm keeping that downside target in place at 455.57. Now, you have to be careful with any short positions, although we do have some short positions on right now. We are still expecting a bit of a year-end rally. And before you get too excited about that, you bulls out there, understand that the year-end rally is only a 7-day window. It's the last 5 trading days of the year plus the first 2 trading days of the new year. And sometimes you get investors trying to jump the gun and get ahead of the year-end rally, but it doesn't look like we're getting that much excitement coming into the market. You can see we have a little bit of a doji up here. We have the drop in volume. We have a wide divergence between the K and the D on the stochastic, and the CCI is overbought. Now, the good news is earlier this week, we launched our 7-point trading algorithm, which is basically taking my 7-point trading checklist and throwing it into a computer. And if I look at DIA, if I just type in DIA right here, you're going to see in a couple of seconds, it's going to throw up the chart and some of the signals. Right away, you can see that we have 6 bearish signals and no bullish signals whatsoever. Now, we are waiting. If you scroll down, I'll give you the signals and how we're reading these. You can see that we're waiting for a pivot point here on the pattern recognition. And once that shows up, we'll be able to put a red mark there. And if we get any more of a deviation from the SMA, the simple moving average, we'll have another one right there. So we've got much more going on the sell side than we do on the buy side. So if you would like to subscribe to this checklist, understand you do not have to be a member. This is a very accurate way to find the signals on your individual stocks. Like I said, it's going to give you the charts. It's going to show you where resistance is. It's going to give you where the pivot points are popping up. It's going to measure the volume analysis for you, as well as the oscillators down below. You can see that we have the stochastic down here overbought and about to cross with a sell signal here. So it's going to do that all for you. And over time, what we're going to be able to do is you'll be able to click on these links here under the patterns, and you will be able to get a video attached to these. So it explains everything that I'm looking at week after week on these charts. And it's not only good for analyzing your stocks, but it's a great educational tool to help you understand what those signals are all about. So I'll leave a link in the description box below. Again, you do not have to be a member to subscribe to this. We keep it super cheap for anyone who's interested, and it's at least a connection to us. It's more or less like having my analysis in your back pocket, only thrown into an algorithm. All right, so going back to DIA, you could see that if we get a pivot point, then we're going to see something most likely like this, duplicating on the way down. And so that's DIA. If I look at IWM, which is the Russell 2000 ETF, you can see very similar, except we have a green candle here, but it's on lower volume. So I am expecting the Russell to pull back. My downside target's still open. Came very close on Monday to hitting that, but my downside target is still right there at 244.20. Now, moving right along to the Qs, which is the tech sector, we've got the upside target has hit. The downside target is still open right there, down at 591.54. We have that candle right there is very close to a hanging man, which is bearish. And we do have an open gap above the market on the Qs up here, which is going to act as a resistance point. So even if we go a little bit higher, we could be seeing the possibility of an M top here. If it pulls back, then the bottom of the M is where you're going to have to watch out. If it gets all the way down there and breaks out below that support level, then it could be lights out for a few months to the downside. So again, my downside target on QQQ, to reiterate, is 591.54. Moving right along to SPY, you got very similar at resistance, hanging man right here. Downside target is 674.97. And down below, you can see we are getting a pivot down below on the CCI. So we have a sell signal today. And while the SPY is only up a fraction of a percentage point, we've got the sell signals starting to show up there. Now the VIX, I find this very interesting. We're right on a key support level. This is the support level that I'm talking about down here. We're right on there. And so what I see happening is that we're most likely going to repeat what we saw here before we pull back into an ABCD, more or less a zigzag pattern. You see, this is what I'm talking about, A to B, B to C, D, a higher pivot up here. But I think that we are in route to get at least up to this moving average, possibly zigzagging down. And then what you have to watch out for is January, because I think we're going to have a lot of tax deferments coming in maybe right after the year-end rally is done with. I think we could see right up until mid-January some selling for people that don't want to pay the capital gains. Next year, they're going to defer that a bit. And so that is what I think we could see. And that added sell-off is going to most likely spike the volatility to the upside. And that's going to be great news for our option traders especially. Now, like I said, we have the trade of the week coming in with Rocket Lab. This is Rocket Lab Corp, ticker symbol RKLB. This trade publication went out yesterday on December 3rd. We're very happy about this because we went out and bought the April $47 calls. That's buy calls to open. Bought those for around $7.70. Now, I'll get to the chart in a moment, but you have to understand that these calls are now trading for $11. So the trade is up 42.8% in just one day. Now, I think it's a little bit too late to get in on this one right now, hence the reason why I'm reporting on this one. But I'm not quite sure the upside is done with for these traders. I think we have a little bit more room to go. And let me show you what I'm talking about here with the chart. Again, yesterday we got in right there on that pivot when the 7-point algorithm was pointing all to the upside. We had the pivot, we had the volume moving in our favor, we had the momentum cross down here on the CCI, and my upside target on that is 48.71. Today's high is 48.80, so we hit that target, but look down below, look at the volume increasing. So for you members out there that still have this, I would sit tight for at least one more day. And there's a gap up here that I think is going to be tested. In fact, it might have even filled here today. But I think you got a little bit more room, and then I think you're going to come right back down. So this was one of those great trades. And it's not even the only winner that we've had this week. It's just the best one for this week so far, especially for one-day profit. Folks, I want to thank you so much for joining us. I hope you like it better on a Thursday, because you still got an open market here even after this report goes out, and then you have all day tomorrow to take action. I would say make sure you're managing risk, keep your eye on the charts, and make sure you stay tuned to Sticky Trades. We've got more to come down the road. Thank you so much. Talk to you next time. So long.